Well, Turkey has developed a very interesting template. The government has been very pragmatic in preparing the PPP model. They did a lot of consultation with IFIs in particular. And altogether, we have now contracts which are bankable and therefore attractive to international and domestic investors. To date, we've seen a lot of PPPs in airports, ports, hospitals, roads. So those sectors are currently very well covered. But there are some gaps. Typically, we've seen almost nothing in environment, a big area. We've seen nothing in education yet, another big area. So those areas are potential targets for new PPPs. It will take a lot of development at the ministries to have the capacity to organize those projects. And typically, we are working with ministries, Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Education, to try and prepare them to organize their own PPP program. And our hope is that this is a medium-term potential in Turkey, I would say within the next 18 months to 2 years. You need to be well prepared, have a very good understanding of what is the good model and how the government will be able to adapt that model. You need to be very pragmatic. There is no absolute must. You need really to adapt to what the public body wants to see. And you need to be very professional. PPPs are not only about construction. I mean, people can usually construct quite well. PPPs are also about 25 or 30 years of operations where your performance will be monitored every day with key performance targets. And that's when typically problems can arise. So for developers, you really need to think long term. Not only the first 3 or 4 years when you build your project, but also the next 25. I mean, this conference is particularly relevant because it brings together big players from around the region and the world. And in Turkey, we have already quite a buoyant financing market for projects, but it's somewhat narrow as of today. So we need to have more players, more commercial banks, more institutional investors, insurance companies, bondholders. We really need to expand that financing market. And beyond the current projects, we also need to think about refinancing those projects at completion so that we can free up the capital of developers and of primary lenders for new projects. So this conference is very important to build the ground and prepare the next phase of the development.